Welcome to Fridays with LukeJ62895. On this live stream show, we are going to be talking about our topics, playing video games, and many more. And now, here's your host, Luke Jeffers, Billy Mooney, Remix Plum, and David 2000.
Thank you, Dave 3000. Hello, people. This is LukeJ62895 speaking. Welcome to another brand new episode of Fridays with LukeJ62895. David 3000 will not be joining us for Fridays until April the 10th episodes. Join me for this week co-host is Chris Candy.
How are you, everybody? Good to be here.
So for the next 8 weeks, Chris Candy will be joining us for the co-host duties because due to the fact that David 3000 will not be here he's having a Discord break. So David, if you watch this Friday show right now, have a speedy recovery at this difficult time, and good luck to you. So,
speedy recovery to you, David. Wishing you all the best.
Yep.
Nothing but the bad. For the better. Yeah.
Now, before I begin my topics, I will discuss the what's gonna happen to the videos that I have right now. Let's get to it right now. We got eligible videos, day number 29, Gym Lair 1, day number 50, Gym Lair, Gym Lair, day number whatever it was, day number 40, day number 38, 44, 45, a box video for February 19th, 2020. Then we got the food reviews, episode 139. Then we got eligible 2020, day number 47. Then we got eligible 2020, day number 46. Valentine's Day special 2020 edition. Then we got eligible 2020, day number 48, 49, 43, 41, and food reviews, episode 5. And Friday show, episode 280, and so forth. So, let's begin our topics now, because I have not going to discuss what's going to happen next, shall we? Let's begin our topics now with one of my childhood icons, and he's one of my absolute favorite child actors who brought you Recess. We began with Jason Davis, who decided to pass away last Sunday at the age of 45. He was an American actor, best known for this role as the voice of Mikey Bloomberg for the animated television series Recess. Early life. Jason Davis was the son of a Turkish-American immigrant and wine grower, Zorn, I believe pronounced it, and Jewish-American Nancy Davis, daughter of illustrator and billionaire Marvin Davis and Barbara Davis. He had 2 brothers, Brandon Davis and Alexander Davis, and 2 half-sisters, Isabella and Marjorie Rickle, okay? For his mother's second marriage to Ken Rickle. Career. Davis began his career in 1993 at the age of 9. He made his first appearance in the family sitcom Roseanne as an omniscient vampire kid. He later appeared in the television series Millionaire Matchmaker and in the 2014 film Jezebel. Davis voiced Mikey Bloomberg in the Disney's animated TV series Recess from 1997 to 2001. He went on and perspired with the role again in the 2001 film called Recess School's Out, and followed a spin-off direct to video specials. Davis was also a cast member of the 4th season of VH1's Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, which documented his treatment for substance abuse. Legal troubles. Davis was arrested on January 28, 2011 in Newport Beach, California for poisoning of a controlled substance. Davis died in Los Angeles on February 16, 2020. He was 35 years old. Now to my next death topic, which is going to be Esther Scott. She was an American actress. Scott would begin her career as a voice actress on Star Wars. It looks what you call it. Before appearing on television shows including Beverly Hills 90210, Full House, Party of 5, Ellen, The Steve Harvey Show, and Sister Sister. Wow. Scott was a regular cast member in the short-lived ABC sitcom The Gene Davis Show. Excuse me, I misspoke. From 2000 to 2001, playing G. Davis' housekeeper, Glaze. She also had the recurring role on Say Guys in 1998 to 2001. Short-lived The Help in 2004 as Doris, and Heart of Dixie in 2011 to 2015 as Delma Warner. In film, she had appeared in Boys in the Hood in 1991, The Kid 2000, You Got Served in 2004, Dreamgirls in 2006, Gangster Squad in 2013, and The Birth of the Nation in 2016, one of the worst years ever. Scott died on February 14, 2020 in Los Angeles after a stroke and a heart attack. Wow. My next death topic was about Caroline Flack. She was an American television and radio presenter. She began her career as an actress, starring in both Selecta, what you call it, in 2002, and presented various ITV spin-off shows, including I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out Here Now, in 2009 through 2010, and The Extra Factor in 2011 through 2013. Flack won the 12th series of Strictly Come Dancing in 2014. The following year, she became a presenter at The X Factor in 2015, replacing the long-standing presenter Dermot O'Leary, and Love Island in 2015-2019. She left Long Island in December 2019 after being arrested and regularly assaulting her boyfriend, the tennis player Lewis Burton. Wow, this is sad. On February 15, 2020, Flack died from their home in northeast London. The media reported her death as a suicide. Wow.
Wow, my God.
She was born.
Sad.
It is sad. She was born in the Enfield area in London on November 9th, 1979, the youngest of the 4 children of Coca-Cola sales representative in Flack and his wife, Kristen Niece Callis. Shortly after her birth, her father was promoted to the company's management, and the company moved to Fort Norfolk. When Flack was 7, they moved again to the nearby East Wareham. The Flack and their twin sister Joey were born when their sister Elizabeth was 10, and their brother Paul was 8. Wow. Jodie, and their elder twin, missed by 6 minutes, was originally supposed to be called Caroline, but her mother decided the name did not suit her. Flack attended Great Hoffman Primary School and Wayham Comedy High School in Wayham, Norfolk. She developed an interest in dancing and performing in the villages, part comedies while in school. Between 1996 and 1999, she studied dancing and musical theater at the Bodywork and Company in Cambridge. Wow. Career. In 2002, Flag gained her break on television playing Bubbles on a sketch show called Bo Sletta. Sletta, what you pronounce it. She then presented the International Pepsi Chart show before moving to Channel 4, where in 2005 she presented links between videos on E4 Music. Okay? I co-presented the games of the live trackside channel in E4 with with Justin Lee Collins. In 2005, she also had a regular segment on the video game shows such as When Games Attack. A year later, she co-presented the Saturday morning show called TMI with Sam Mark which aired on BBC Two and the CBBC channel. Subsequently, she hosted a CBC show called The Escape from Scorpion Island together with Reggie Yates. Flack hosted with the CBC coverage of comic relief Does Flame Academy in March 2007. Okay, commenting on the semifinals of the Eurovision Song Contestant 2008 with Patty O'Connell. She also co-hosted Big Brother Big Mouth during week 5 of the 2008 series with the Daily Mirror journalist Rob Lee commented that her sharp delivery marks her the best presenter they've had in the series. However, this was not the first time that Flag was like the Big Brother. Before the series began, it had been reported that she was Dermot O'Reilly's replacement on Big Brother's Little Brother. Okay, in 2009, Flag replaced Christy Glouder as co-host of Glouders with In White for the second series of Sky One. Okay, in July 2009, she was a substitute presenter on the BBC's Sunday show called Something for the Weekend, while Amanda Hamilton was on a military leave, which is cool enough, which is bits and pieces. But anyway, yeah, I have a fake call for someone. But anyway, in the same year, Flack began hosting the ITV2 reality show, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out Here Now. Scheduling clashes with I'm a Celebrity meant that she cannot film the next series to TMI. Okay? Lead to her bowing out after 3 series. The same year, she won BBC Spree's Dance on Wheels with disabled partner James O'Shaw, way you pronounce this word. And the pair represented Great Britain in the 2009 Wheelchair Dancing European Championships in Tel Aviv, finishing 16th in the category. Flock co-presented the game show, The World 19 Yards. With Veron K on ITV in 2010. She also met for the Maxim on February 16, 2010. She presented backstage at the 2010 Brit Awards on ITV2. In November 2010, she returned to host I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out Here Now on ITV2. In 2011, Flag returned to a team captain on the ITV2 game show Minute to Win It. That year, she and Ollie Morris presented the 8th series of X Factor, replacing Connie Oracle. Way you pronounce it. Flag and Morris both returned in the 9th series. Flag returned in the 10th series in 2013. When Morris was replaced by Matt Richardson on June 12, 2014, it was confirmed that Flag would not return to season 11 and was replaced by Sarah Jane Caulford. Flag hosted this ITV2 show File Trap in 2014. In December 2014, she reunited with Mars to host the Christmas Day and New Year's Eve programming at British radio station Magic Radio. Flag was announced as a contestant on the 12th series of Strictly Gone Dancing in 2014. Potential partner was Pasha Kovarev. The couple earned the first perfect foray to the series for the salsa in the semifinals, followed by additional 3 in the finals, giving them the personal total of 120 points. A purposely unmatched feature, On December 20th, 2014, Flag and Kovacic became series champions. Wow. On April 16, 2015, it was announced that Flack, along with Murs, would replace Kermit O'Leary as host of the 12th series of the X Factor from August 2015. In February 2016, Flack and Murs confirmed they will not be returning to the 13th series of the X Factor, with Murs replaced by O'Leary. Wow. Flack began to present ITV2's Love Island in June 2015. And a spin-off show Love Island's After Sun, when its first series broadcast from June 2017. On December 2019, she announced that she would be extended down as host of the 6th series, following the legend that she had fallen as far as a boyfriend. God help me. Flack's autobiography, Storm in the Sea Cup, was published in 2015. In December that year, she was part of the presenting team of ITV's Christmas Telethon, Text Santa. In May 2016, she began presenting Sunday morning breakfast from 9 a.m. to noon over the summer with Catherine Jones over across the Heart Network. Flack has been due to present the reality series about cosmetic surgeries called The Surgery on Channel 4 because it was canceled following her death in February 2020. It's just shocking to me. Flack dated Prince Harry in 2009, but the relationship ended quickly after the media began reporting on it. According to biography, in 2011, at the age of 31, she had a brief relationship with 17-year-old One Direction member Harry Styles. Around 2014 to 2015, she was in a relationship with Smith's manager, Jack Street. She was briefly engaged to the rowdy TV browser Andrew Berry in 2018 and dated the rugby player Danny Corruptia in 2019. In the 2015, Flack came 5th in the FHM's Sexiest Woman. On December 13th, 2019, Flack was charged with assaulting her boyfriend, the tennis player Lewis Burton. After the incident of exhaustion Flack the previous morning, on December 17th, she stood down from hosting Love Island in order to not distract attention from the upcoming series. Flack pleaded not guilty to the charges at Highbury Coroner's Magistrates Court on December 23rd. Her social outfit told that the court was that Burton did not support the prosecutions and that he is not a victim. He would say he was a witness. She was released at the ball in the court's condition that she would not contact Burton and due to stand trial on March 4th, 2020. Burroughs posted an unfinished Valentine's Day message on Instagram the day before she died. Flack's management criticized the CBS for pressing ahead for what she her management terms as a show trial, even after her boyfriend considered that he did not support the procession. Flack was found dead in her smoke militant flat on February 15th, 2020, she was 4 years old. The lawyer was acting for her family, stated that her death was a suicide. A Love Island episode was due to be shown on ITV2 on the day after her death was canceled. Oh, God help me. The coincidence with her death opened on February 19th, and heard that she was been found hanging in her flat. The inquest was adjourned until August the 5th of 2020. This is a lot of what happens next, and now that she's dying, and this is gonna be shocking to me what's gonna happen next. Anyways, my next topic is gonna be about Kelly Nakarara. Now, I'm not sure what year she's born in until she died same day, February 16th, 2020. Was an American actress, best known for playing Nurse Kelly in 165 episodes on the television comedy called MASH. Nakarara, we pronounce it, was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Before becoming an actress, Nakarara moved to San Francisco and pursued her career in art. In 1967, she married David Wallet, and moved to Los Angeles, where she began a career as an actress. Halfway through the first season of MASH, she landed the part of the nurse Kelly, in which she appeared in more than 450 episodes of the long-running series. Following the series finale of MASH, Nakarara appeared in television commercials as the spokeswoman for IBM. Additionally, she appeared in several other television shows and a small part in the films such as Clue 1985 and as Mr. Ho, The Demon's Cook, and 1996 Black Blue Night. She also played a labor and delivery nurse in the 1988 John Hughes film She's Having a Baby. Outside of her acting career, Nakarara was a watercolor artist. Who painted and exhibited her on her married name, Kelly Wallet. Nakarara died from cancer in her home and Pasadena, California on February 16th, 2020. She was, I don't know how she is, but anyway. She survived with a partner, 2 children, and 4 grandchildren. My next one is going to be about Janet Dudobas. Now, I'm not sure how old she is, but what year she was born, things like that. But besides from that, it was known personally as Janet Dudobas. She was an American actress, singer, songwriter, and dancer. Dudobas was known for a portrayal of Warren Woods, the neighborhood gossip maven, and the friend of the Evans family on the sitcom called Good Times, which originally aired from 1974 to 1979. Dudobas eventually co-wrote and sang the theme song of Moving It Up for the Jeffersons, which originally aired from 1975 to 1985. Born in Brooklyn, bought in New York City, or President of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, serves difference, what you call it. The daughter of Lillian and Gordon Dudobas. Dudobas was raised in New York or Long Island, Pennsylvania, or what we call it, New York. Dudobas began her acting career in the theater during the early 1960s, appearing in Broadway's Golden Boy with Sammy Davis Jr. and Louis Gossett Jr. in 1964. Dudobas' early television ads credits include the 1969 television movie JT and the long-running television soap opera Love of Life, in which her 1970 to 1972 role of as Loretta Allen made her the first African-American female as a regular cast member on the daytime serial. In 1970, Dudobas appeared in her first film, playing Vera on Diary of the Mad Housewife. I misspoke, but anyway. Career: television producer Norman Lear saw Dudobas in Lanford Wilson's play Billmore at the Mark Topper Forum, which led her to begin being cast at Warren Woods. Florence Evans, portrayed by Elsa Woolley's best friend and neighbor in the CBS series Good Times. The Boss appeared in the series from 1974 to 1979. The Boss recorded the album again, the Jeanette the Boss, and the Peanuts and Jarvis cover label. In 1983, the Boss appeared in the former Good Times co-star Jeanette Jackson 1987 Control music video as a mother. In 1992, she co-starred with Clifton Davis and I'm Still Rise. It's a play written and directed by Maya Angelou. Wow. She co-starred in the films I'm Gonna Get You Sucker in 1988 and Charlie's Angels for Troy pronounced in 2003. Television is Militia, The Steve Harvey Show, A Different World, and The Wayne Brothers. During the 1980s, the Boss offered the Jeanette the Boss Academy of Television Art and Science. Wow. A performing arts school for teenagers in Long Island, New York. In 1992, the Boss, Danny Glover and Aku Bambu co-founded the Pan African Film and Arts Festival in Los Angeles. Collates, we pronounce it. In 1985, the Boss won the Cable 8 Award for Best Supporting Actress for a role for the Lifetime movie Of a Woman's Children. The Boss won Emmy Awards for both voice over work on the animated program The PJs in 1999 and 2001. The Boss, along with the cast of Good Times, received the Impact Icon Award, 2006 TV Land Awards. In 2000, the Boss served as Grand Marshal for the North Amityville Community Provides and Best in the Amityville, New York. That was how much you pronounce it. But anyway, personal life and death. The Boss was once married to Carissa Goppa, divorced by 1959. Wow. Together, the Boss and Goppa had 4 children. Wow. Pat Goppa, Rate Goppa, Keisha Goppa Fields, and Rashe Gopsa Goppa, who died of cancer in 1987 at the age of 36. Renee appeared in the extra in 4 episodes of the 1970 sitcom What's Happening, and alongside the Boss in 5 episodes of Good Times. Wow. In 1959, the Boss was romantically involved with actor Buck Pierce. The Boss died in 1970. February 17th, 2020, of natural causes, at her home in Greenville, California. I'm not sure how old she is, but anyway, when she died like that. But sorry, I misspoke 8 death years. But anyway, Jeanette the Boss, rest in peace. But anyway, next death topic. There's a lot of death topics to talk about, but anyway, Bill Britton, originally born as William Cullen, was an American actor born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to an opera actor and singer. As Bill Britton, he was best known as a portrayal as Bowser Crown in New York City market. See New York Daily News, March 27, 1960. Okay. Brown performed in Manic and performing for local parties in Philadelphia for the fiancé and his college education. Fantastic way to pronounce it. He earned his degree in drama at Temple University after serving in the U.S. Army, when he wrote, performed, and produced shows for special services. He earned a master's degree in drama at the University of Washington in Seattle. He taught speech and drama at the Seattle High School, performed on local television, appeared as a clown for a local gas station. Wow. Franchise and trained for two puppet fears funded by the University of Washington. Followed his college education, Britton studied puppetry with Franz Paris, who created was a puppeteer for the Rachel Halley Dewey marionette, and that appeared in the Puppet Playhouse Presents thing. Britton later was employed as a resort in New England, either New Hampshire or Vermont. According to the television's children's programming historian Kevin Butler, Britton criticized the Butler during the 1980s interview that he had worked for Wata, Shanta's Lounge on Gorgeous Lake Wine Minstrels. Neither have been documented as this could have been a Britton joke. As a toomler, what you would call it. A Yiddish word explained as someone who takes the ultimate, what you call it, to make things happen. It was during that time, according to Britton, that he was assigned by the Lodge management to perform comedy skits and to create many games and activities for the benefit of the guests. Working with the staff, Britton, along with his fellow tumors, created Top This Night. Friendly commissions along guests, allowing guests and Britons to attempt to tell the funniest jokes. Britton also played guitar and likely included his musical talent as part of the entertainment. This experience, along with the read books and magazines that features ideas, games, craft making, and hobbies, aided Britton and developing the activities that he was tried later on television shows such as Time for Fun, Wonder Emma, Bozo the Clown, and Bozo's Big Top Circus Show. Britton's sources for creating and performing comedic ideas also include old movies, comedic that he was watched in Sevier in Pennsylvania, and years later as a film history Scotty run by his film historian, author, and lecturer William K. Everson. Britton also listed two popular radio comedy series from the 1930s to 1940s. He became a fan of Eddie Kettler, but much said would be now portrayed by Jack Pearl, Ed Wynn, and many other well-known comedy performers. He watched the shows. He was inspired by comedy skits and characters created by Sid Kasier. Career in New York City television. Britton moved to New York City to work in nightclubs. At about this time, he met ventriloquist Doris Faye and formed Britton Faye Productions. One of the joint creatures was Britton's Tramp Crown character proof, Professor Okie Dokie, as a Tramp Clown. Okay, that's cool enough. Britton entered and won the funniest newest clown of the year. About 400 candidates at the audition with the ringing Blubbers and the Bummer and the Bailey Circus. He received national publicly in the school teacher turned clown and performing a pantomime routine in which he attempted to sit in the collapsing chair. Britton performed with the circus at Madison Square Garden during the spring of 1954. He remained in the city when the circus moved to its next destination and its nursery, what pronounce it. Britton was was made his first television appearance during 1955. Several searches gave it in the year was 1954 on WJZ-TV, later WABC-TV, for the Jolly Gene and the Spawn Machine show. On the program, Britain provided puppetry and voice characterizations for the show's puppets, Dacus, Jolly G, Yoho the Cuckoo, and Wally the Dodo. He also drew cartoons in the show's magic screen. Britain remained in the show until 1956. Britain appeared in several top-rated national shows, such as Name That Tune, and also he became the third host of Time for Fun on weekday afternoons on WABC TV from December 31st, 1956 through August 1st, 1958. On the show, he portrayed Johnny Jellybean, associated by Faye and their puppets. Britain entertained millions of children at noon each day with her Jellybeaner salute and Jellybeaner song. One of the skits that Britain performed as Johnny Jellybean, was his unsuccessful effort to obtain a drink of water from a malfunctioning water fountain. This skit was based on the summer routines of the poor soul. Jackie Gleason's character performed the congregate of Stars television variety show of the Dumont Television Network during 1951. Wow. The information about Gleason's performance in the water fountain skit in this dirt vase from a recently discovered kidney film print of that show, okay? What that was featured in on the television documentary Jackie Gleason's load of characters. Wow. Britain succeeded her show on August 10th, 1958. This became the host of WABD's, later WNU's, TVs, now NYW's TV's Wonder Mania's program. It was the first television show to be taped before a live studio audience. Britain was intentionally hosted the show as first pre-gun Willie the Kid. He was accomplished by Doris Faye's Princess Ticklefeather character. Britain's character, however, proved unpopular, was dropped from the show. Britain also hosted the Looney Tunes show on Saturday nights. From August 9th, 1958 until August 30th of 1958, the weekday evenings Bugs Bunny Presents and Funny Tunes shows on the same station until its December 20, 1958 departure. On Monday, September 14th, 1959, Britain moved to WPIX-TV in New York City and began to portray the character Bosie the Crow from Bosie's show that aired on until March the 1st, 1963. On March the 4th, the series changed time slots and was renamed Bosie's Big Top Circus. The show lasted until June the 2nd, 1963. During this period, Britain also hosted a Saturday morning cartoon show, The Cartoon Express, from October 13th to November 3rd of 1962. Faye joined him on these shows as Princess Ticklefeather. Britain's last show was Bonzo's Cartoon Circus Lunchtime Show. The program was broadcast from June 24th, 1963 until August 14th, 1964, marking the end of its development of children's television. A few years earlier, a parent from Westchester County, New York, in a letter published by the New York Daily News, accused Britain of teaching their children to love the place. Ah, shut up. In the brief explanation, I can see that. In the brief explanation, that appeared in the subsequent issue of the newspaper on June 5th, 1960, Bryn replied, I must explain that she is greatly, mistaken in asserting that they are acquiring that expression from me. Apart from many years of performing for children, I've spent many enriching years as a school teacher and an educator, and I'm doubtly aware of this influence we performers have on young viewers and our responsibility in that connection. I have never used, and nor I will use expressions in bad taste of any of my programs. I'll certainly advise if the woman will to investigate the situation more thoroughly, she would find that our children are getting to their expressions from our sources. Now, for personal appearances. For his television career, Britton made countless appearances before children at events throughout the New York City area. The appearances include the Christmas parade in Patterson.
I'm sorry, Luke, to interrupt, but I have to get going. I will be back on the air shortly, hopefully.
That's fine.
Thank you so much. I'll see you in a bit.
That's fine.
Sorry, folks.
Yep. So Chris will be back to join us, and thank you guys for your patience in difficult times. So we'll still have to read this topic about Bill Britton, so stand by for that. But anyway, personal appearances. During his television career, Britton made countless appearances before children at events throughout the New York City area. The appearances include the Christmas parade in Patterson, New Jersey, local circus events, and shows at Freedomland, USA. Wow. In the Bronx. On Friday, June 16th, 1961, Britton appeared at the WPIX TV special program called the Big Freedomland Special. Opposite station children's shows host Officer Joe Butland, Captain Jack McCarthy, and Chuck McCain, also appeared on the program that was recorded in the popular American History Theme Park. Britton was mentioned in the book Freedomland USA's The Defines History Theme Park Press in 2019. Wow. Oh, now it's Chris back. Okay.
What's up?
Oh, somebody's back. Okay.
What's up?
Oh, we got Jay joining us.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jay. I have someone else joining the fun, and that's why I have Chris Kennedy join us to fun. You know.
All right.
That's fine. But anyway, I'll continue on where I left off. Anyway, programming, teaching, Broadway, and film. Following his work in front of the camera, Britton has served as programming director for WNYC, as a drama teacher for Performing Arts High School in New York City. He also appeared in Broadway's, most normally as a barber, in the original Broadway productions Main of a Law Notchba, alongside Robert Ronsville and Richard Kelly. Britton also appeared in the 1980 film Fame, as drama teacher Mr. England. Personal life. Britton was married to Mary Lois Jones for 48 years. He died on February 4th, 2020. Wow. My next topic. I am not really a good rapper by any means, but we'll just get to it anyway. It has to do with Pop Smoke. Now, if you don't know who Pop Smoke is, he's known as a rapper and a songwriter. Now, what he did is hip-hop and drill, which I'm not into, unfortunately. Bobger Jackson is his stage name, but his first stage name is Pop Smoke, by the way, was born on July 20th, 1999 in Brooklyn, New York, to a Jamaican mother and a Jamaican father. He spent his childhood in the Jersey Special in Brooklyn. He began his music career in 2018 while hanging around other recording artists during their studio sessions, initially remixing popular songs, okay? Within the New York City drill music, which is on my into scene. Yeah, sorry. Before marketing on creating mutual music, so boring. But anyway, in the Genius interview, he stated that his artist name is Pop Smoke, in a collaboration of Papa, which is a nickname coming to him by his puppet animation grandmother, and Smoke on Gop, a nickname coming to him by childhood friends. In April 2019, he released his breakout single, Welcome to Party, the lead single of his debut mixtape, Make the Who in 2019, which is stupid rap song, album, mixtape, but stupid. The song was very remixed, featuring Nicki Minaj and C-Paw. It's so stupid as hell right now. In August 2019, the song was known for its usage of UK drill. Oh my god, please help me. Production. And later, commercially seen throughout his discography, way you pronounce it. This is due to frequent collaborations with British drill producer 8208 Melo. So boring. Sorry. Of well-known songs includes NPR, Flex, and Dura. So lame. I'm sorry. Following the rise of popularity of Welcome to Party, he collaborated with other popular artists of singles such as War, features Lil TJ. Yeah, so lame. 200K in the Coldplay, featuring Cowboy. Yeah, another lame song. In December, Pop was featured in Got Tie with Jack Boys and Travis Scott. Yeah, another lame song. Which is featured on the Jack Boys 2019 album by Scott and his Jazz members. Oh, God help me. In February 2020, Pop Smoke released a second mixtape, Meet the Who 2, which features from Quago, a Boogie Hootie. So lame, these two. I'm sorry. Fulton Forgan and Lil TJ. Following weekend of release, the deluxe album was released, featuring 3 brand new songs, including Wolves with Nav, is so boring, Dawn remix, so lame, with Ghana, and Like Me, it is so lame again, with PNB Rock, another lame song. Legal issues. On January 17th, 2020, Jackson was arrested at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City. Oh, good. On a charge of transporting a stolen vehicle around state lines. This vehicle was a Rolls Royce, whose owners have reported it stolen after Jackson was reportedly brought it in California for the music video shoot on the collection and was returned the next day. Good! The car was recovered by owners at Jackson's mother housing in Carlisle's neighborhood in Brooklyn. It sported Alabama license plates and tinted windows. Jackson pleaded not guilty and was released $250,000 bail on the same day. Oh, God. Jackson died at age 20. Good. On February 19th, 2020, and after being shot during the home invasion in Hollywood Hills, California. According to police, a group of people entered the house before 5 a.m. on February 19th. Great. One of them was masked and carrying a handgun. Police released news a shooting from the calling the East Coast. I went to the house, finding Jackson with gunshot wounds. He was taken to Kansas City Medical Center where he's dead. 4 suspects fled the house and have not been located. Hooray. But I never know who he was, but rest in peace. You know. But anyway, let's continue on to the next topic. And we got a lot of death topics to talk about. We got Larry Tesler, who died earlier this week, who was a computer scientist, who worked on the field human-computer interaction. Tesla worked at Xerox, Park, Apple, Amazon, Yahoo. While at Park, Tesla's work includes Smalltalk, the first dynamic object-oriented programming language, and Gatsby, the first word processor. Wow, we were graduates user interface with the Xerox Airtel. During this, along with colleague Tim Mott. Wow. Tesla developed the idea of copy and paste, which is my idea, not the cut and paste. Fingers crossed, but anyway. Functionally, and the idea of monolith software. While at Apple, Tesla worked on the Apple Lisa and the Apple Newton and helped to develop Object Partial and its use in an application programming toolkits like including MacApp. Wow, this is like bits and pieces getting recorded off. But anyway, Tesla was born on April 24th, 1945 to Jewish parents Ashur and against Gaulish and Moshul Correction in the Bronx, New York City. Tesla lived in the Bronx, proved that his childhood, graduated from the Bronx High School of Science in 1961. While in high school, he was guided towards computers and by a teacher after showing the teacher an algorithm for generating prime numbers. For this, he learned a program at Columbia University where he was able to spend a half hour each week on the computer systems, for which he taught himself programming through before college. He went on to Southern University in 1961, where he was 16, studying computer science, and graduated in 1965 with a degree in mathematics. And Sanford, he has spent time in the student programmer for Joshua Lederberg on the Link platform, and was a colleague of Larry Breed, Charles Brenner, Douglas Hofstadter, Roger Moore, and Bill Scotland. During college and afterward, Tesla did some programming jobs on the side, and after graduation, he worked on a consultant for his programming service in the area. It was on as the only one on the computer programmers list in the Palo Alto's phone directory. He received a good deal of work. Wow. However, regression caused this consulting work to dry up. Tesla also worked at Stanford Virtual Intelligence Library, SAIL, but in short, in the late 1960s with Horace in the we designed Campbell, an early single assignment language. Wow. This functional program language was intended to make concurrent processing more natural and was used to introduce programming concepts to beginners. During this time, too, at Stanford, Tesla was proceeded in the counterculture in the 1960s, including the anti-Vietnam protests. In the late 1960s, Tesla became involved in the Pennsylvania's Free University, part of the free speech movement, who he fought up topics such as how to end the IBM monopoly computers now and procrastination. Xerox Park. Tesla left Sanford Arthur sale for short, due to the number of factors in the early 1970s. he recognized that artificial intelligence would not be usable technology for many years, and his marriage to college girlfriend has recently ended in divorce. He took his daughter and moved to Oregon with a number of Vietnam War veterans who were not returned to their built homes. There was a little computing technology in this area, and he could not get a job with the local bank. The only farm nearby was a computer system. He would call Sanford to see if they have anything, and learned that Alan Kay, whom Tesla has worked with this while in sale, and then member of Eurox Outdoor Research Center, POC for short, has been actively looking for him shortly after his departure. Kay was wanted Tesla to join him at Park. Tesla cannot be hired at Park due to hiring freeze. So Tesla instead took a short-term project offered by Les Ernest for sale to write a document compiler. What do you call it? A means to easily reproduce printable manuals from sendable tests and files. For this, Tesla wrote Pub, recognized as one of the first use of markup language. It was first distributed at ARPANET. Okay. Park approached Tesla with the offer in 1971, but wanted to place Tesla in the online office system groups. Tesla has been more interested in Eurox's work with personal computers, so he turned down the offer. By early 1973, Park had established and developed the Eurox Otwo, the first computer system designed around the graphical user interface, GUI for short. And Tesla accepted an offer for proposing splitting its time between the office system group and the learning research group, which Kay was heading. Some of Tesla's main projects at Park were the Gatsby word processor in the office system group and Smalltalk, the first dominant object originating what we pronounce a programming language, with the learning research group. While working on Gatsby, Tesla and his colleague Tim Mott started writing ideas down and visiting the future of the interactive computer use. Considering current text-based user interfaces, while move to GUIs with icons representing documents, and to develop ease of use from there, to develop the basic copy and paste function. This is cool. Now, the standard feature in computing, Tesla also established the idea of that computer interface. Oh man. Hang on. Yeah, I was going to say something to David, but, well, let's just continue on. Tesla also established the idea that computer interfaces should be monoliths, where all actions are available to the user at all times, rather than model, requiring the user the aesthetic mode to perform them. Gypsy was programmed to include both their concepts. Tesla also was part of the team with Joe Skogberg, Douglas Brownburn that worked on the Xerox note taker. Okay, a portable computer system Alan Kay had envisioned. Tesla that Van Noyes had to hardware programming and design work with Farburn Design, which includes the first functioning Ethernet Pro Tool written in software rather than on hardware. Let me just check on David real quick before we get to continue on, because I have no idea what to do here. Looks like Chris is back. Or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think somebody's lied to me, but anyway. Okay. Anyway, moving on. From there, they developed the basic copy and paste function. Now standard featuring computing. Okay. Tesla also established the idea of computer interface that should be modelless, where all actions are available to the user at all times, rather than model, requiring the user enter the static mode to perform them. Okay, that's cool enough. Gatsby was programmed to include both these concepts. Tesla also was part of the team with Adlai Goldberg and Douglas Farburn, okay, that worked on the Xerox Note Taker, a personal computer system Alan Kay has envisaged. Tesla then noticed that the hardware programming design worked with Farburn design, okay, which included the first functioning Internet protocol written in software that rather than hardware. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at, so I'm sorry. Tesla and Farburn took the 16 kilograms of 45 pounds. Yeah, we call that. Note taker prototype on cross-country trips to demonstrate the Xerox executives at one layover. During this trip, Tesla and Farburn briefly tested the unit at the airport while in flight. Okay, which Tesla believed was the first ever use of a computer in these situations. The note taker did not gain traction in Xerox's turn its attention back at the Xerox actual. Oh man. Tesla was a product easy to use from interfaces while park. Tesla is considered the algorithms of the page user friendly as a measure of his ability after a salesman told him that word processors were difficult to sell because they were so unfriendly. Tesla is also tied with the organs of the phrase, what you see is what you get. He and his colleagues were complaining about the way documents print out differently to their appearance on the screen, okay? Tesla said what you see on the screen would be what you get is what you printed. Another person similar to this well-known person, WYSIWYG. That's what you mean by what you see. Is what you get. It's what it stands for. Which gained traction as a functional goal within Park and beyond. Tesla is also credited for coining the term browser. Wow. After creating a small talk code browser in response to a worker having a difficulty in phrasing through someone else's code. Okay, Tesla has been present during both of Steve Jobs' favorable visits to Park in late 1979, a couple of years after Steve Jobs co-founded Apple Computer. During the first visit, Tesla demonstrated the Jobs as the Xerox outro included its computer mouse driver, the GUI features. Okay. Gatsby and small talk. While the outro has been a mere curiosity for Xerox, Jobs has saw it huge amount of personal in the graphical interface. And immediately after returning to Apple's headquarters, set his team on creating a simple graphical user interface to their first product, that Apple Lisa, incorporating the additional information to provide by Xerox. Later refined into the first Apple Macintosh. However, while the Macintosh was Apple's flagship to becoming a major manufacturer, the professional computers, Xerox fell behind. Apple Computer. Tesla was one of several Xerox PARC employees who left the company in 1980 to join Apple Computer following Jobs' visits. Tesla said it was his reasons, his believing includes the fact that Apple has clearly gotten the idea of computers that and so much more exciting in the works PARC was doing, while Xerox still follows itself as a copy company. And by that, he found Apple's management much more approachable than Xerox. Tesla started in Apple in July of 1980, supporting the development of Apple Lisa, and worked for them until 1997. Owning various positions until Vice President of AppleNet, Vice President of Advanced Technology Group, Chief Scientist. Part of Tesla's work with Lisa was developing object language, attention to Pascal, a programming language allowing easier multiplications of a GUI. Tesla worked with Pascal career Nicholas Worf to develop Object Pascal in 1985. Wow. Which is used to create the Lisa toolkit. When Apple moved onto the Macintosh platform, the same concept was brought forward to create Backup, a similar Object Pascal-based class library for the Macintosh's GUI's functions released in 1985. Starting in 1990, however, Tesla was named Vice President of Apple's Newton's Group under the Advanced Technology Group and led the efforts to develop the Apple Newton. One of the first personal digital assistants and possessor of the tablet computer. However, Tesla claimed the decisions related to nuisances to police. Okay, this is stupid. Such as decide against its Apple developed handwriting resignation software over the third party, which slowed down the device. God help me. Which simulating and have to cost Apple millions of dollars. God help me. Tesla's voluntary group left the group when just before that Newton shipped in 1993 and became Apple's chief scientist with an advanced technology group. He explored a number of potential projects before being developed by the group. But these has been too risky for Apple at the time, so the group focused on networking strategies. Tesla decided to leave Apple in 1997. One of the last acts was to close the Advanced Technology Group as Apple was struggling too much humanity support such as research program at the time. In 1991, Tesla was distributed the article network computer in the 1990s. This Scientific American's special issue of Communications, Computers, and Networks, September of 91. Later career. One of the last programs that Tesla oversaw at Apple was a program language aimed for the use by school children named Coca. Long later to the Coca application program and interface later released by Apple. With Apple's permission, Tesla spun out and co-founded Stagecast Software until 1997, which a small team further developed Stagecast's career. A program environment aimed for educational use that had been under development at Apple. Stagecast's career was released in 1999, just at that time that educational market is turned functionally downhill, and sales of the program were not supposed to keep the company in the business. Tesla dismissed most of the employees in mid-2000. He himself left, leaving 2 employees to continue the company. Tesla joined Amazon in Seattle in October 2001. Initially, he had been hired as the vice president of engineering. Wow. He was shortly thereafter promoted to vice president of shopping experience, when he helped improve the Amazon website interface, including developing its book preview program. While Tesla enjoyed the job at Amazon, his wife had remained at Silicon Valley. He felt disadvantaged competence. When apparently Silicon Valley and opened to leave Amazon. Wow. Tesla moved back to Silicon Valley in 2005 to join Yahoo as vice president of the Aerospace and Design Group. After 3 years, he found that Yahoo was meant to make combination product lines in Micro Focus and left in 2008. He worked for a year as a professional guidance and finishing company called 23andMe as a product fellow before Seven showed up as an independent consultant in 2009 December to help Silicon Valley support companies with designing their user interfaces and experiences. Personal life. After his first divorce around 1970, Tesla married Colin Barton and John Rodriguez, the way he pronounced it. Tesla's kept his culture attitudes behind his early career, which became as known as his other promotions. He also maintained an attitude that being successful in Silicon Valley was a rite of passage, and those in the seed should try to help find new ventures and to educate others. The Computer History Museum and Tesla's death describe Tesla as having combined computer science trained with a current culture vision that computers should be for everyone. Tesla maintained his strong performance for modern software beyond his time at Park. To promote his performance as of 2010, Tesla equipped his automobile with a personalized California license plate with the license number, no modes. Along with others, he have also been using the phrase "don't mow me in" for years as a rally cry for to automate and reduce modes. His personal website to located as nomodes.com and on Twitter as used as a handle no modes at no modes, what do you call it? Tesla died on Persian Valley, California on February 16th, 2020. He was 34 years old. Now to the I have to read Zoe Caldwell. I have to read Francis. Yeah, I will read Francis Coca, and I will say these 5 some other time, but I can't do it. But yeah, that's just me. Francis Coca was born in London, England. The daughter of Lisa, Alice, Annie Taylor, and Joseph Coca. A process at Venantia, the family successfully moved to Hove As a child, she appeared in BBC's radio broadcast as a part of Children's Hour. Wow. She trained as a Guildhall School of Music and Drama. Wow. Oh, wow. Fear arose. After Guildhall, she joined Fear Workshop, where she performed in Macbeth, and then in 1958, created the role of Jo in Sheila's Destiny's Delaney as a play in The Taste of Honey. Continuing the role which the play moved to West End and Broadway's. Between runs of Taste of Honey, she appeared in several plays in the Royal Court Fear, and including Egg Game and Life Like Pigs. In 1963, she played Becky Sharp in the musical Fantasy Fair alongside George Baker and Zimbo Thorndike. Television. Chicago then moved to television. Her subsequent television... That scared the crap out of me, but anyway. Her subsequent television roles included Amber Lips, Hammer House of Horror, the episode Charlie's Boy, The Champions, and The Minder. She also appeared as Doll Fear Street in the BBC television series version of Henry IV Part 2. She had recurring roles in soap operas Crossroads and Coronation Street. Her film roles also include Scrooge in 1970 as Bob Cratchit's wife, Henry the Eighth and the Six Wives in 1972 as Catherine Ogren. What do you call it? From 2006 to 2009, she played a recurring role as a troublesome tramp called Miss Bancy in the popular medical drama Constantly. Her final appearance was in September 2009. It was her character died from several burns after being involved in an explosion at the shopping center. In 2010, she played Lady Bracknell from Bracknell, we pronounce it. Vlogo's Beer Company at the upstairs in the gay house in an unstressful 4-act version of Importance of Being Earnest. From March of 2011, she appeared in the Channel 4 sitcom Friday Night Dinner as Grandma Nellie Butler. Koga was the second actress to play Peggy Mitchell in the BBC One soap opera EastEnders, where the character was first introduced in 1991. She had filmed several scenes in the character when she was axed from the show and all the scenes scrapped. Jill Warren was the cast in the role. She died February 16, 2020. She was 83 years old. Now, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to write it all down, just save it for another time, but let's just go ahead and write it all down just in case. But anyway. It's a long topic to talk about in case. But yeah, Zoe. It's gonna be taking me a while, so hang in there. John. Schwab. No. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, okay, that's fine. John. Yeah, and sorry for the delay, folks. It's just oh yeah, we're gonna read that now because that doesn't do anything much. But and yeah, that and that. Yeah, we're gonna read those, and that way it'll be easier. But anyway, let's close these because I'm gonna save those another time. But anyway, let's go ahead and do it now. Anyway, Sherba did his schooling in Kearnsburg, West Bengal. From San State School, he went to the Dell for graduate studies and joined Carmike College, okay, for B. Combs Hans Georgia University pronounced it. He was a founder member of the band Mccarthy and Northeast Express. Sharp joined Parker Rama in the circumvention in 1991. He remained as a lead guitarist in the band until his death. Sharp was featured on CNBC's Young Turks, and the show featuring Young Brothers, the BBC's, also featured him in this band in the documentary while on their Downfall festival tour. He took steps in Indian film history, Bollywood, by composing the songs, music in the feature film Manjuroya, we announced it. Shortly collaborated with Nithin Malik and Sarvar Malik, and both from probably know why I'm gonna pronounce it. To compose music for the movie Manjona, we pronounce it. The music for the film received a rating of 2.5 stars from the Times of India. Sharpa owned and ran Paragramma school based in Hanskan's village. He died of cardiac arrest on February 14, 2020. He was 48 years old. Rest in peace. Rock and blues. But anyway, I'm not a blues type of guy. Sorry. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Next death topic. And then we'll move on to the last. Because wasn't interested to read more topics than just all of them. But anyway. Lynn Coffin was born as Lynn Harriet Kay in Kansas City, Missouri. It was Jewish. She began her career appearing on off-Broadway productions in the 1970s, receiving Drama League Award and Lucille Rotor Awards nominations. Coffin's first nominal films were such as the 1993 comedy Manhattan Murder Mystery from 1993 to 2006. She played Judge Elizabeth Miser in the NBC drama series Law and Order, appearing in a total of 12 episodes, okay? She also guest starred on NYPD Blue, Law and Order SVU, and Law and Order CI, and had a recurring role on Damages from 2000 to 2004, calling the recurring role as Magna in the HBO comedy series Sex and the City. She responded a role in the 2008 film in the same name, and as well as the 2010 sequel. Cohen has also appeared in movies Munich in 2005, playing Gardner Miller, Batman at 42nd Street, Scarlet Deluge, and New York Eagle Eye, and Hunger Games Catching Fire. According to her manager, Josh Buzz, Coffin died on Valentine's Day of 2020 in New York City. The cause wasn't given. She was 86 years old. Now for the last death topic, and I'm just gonna not read any more of these death topics until next week, so that's gonna happen next. But anyway. Ronald William Mccarthy was an American actor, playwright, and novelist. He also worked as an audiobook narrator, in which role he recorded over 100 titles and received many audio awards. Wow. It's cool enough. McCarthy appeared in numerous television series, films, and stage productions. He also wrote dozens of plays and 10 novels. Normally, the memory of running, okay? Murray began his career in the theater during the early 1970s, one of his earliest professional performances being the role of Lucky in Michael Weller's Moon Children. For the play's American premiere of the Ernest stage in Washington, D.C. in November 1971. McCarthy continued to the production when it moved to Broadway in 1972. McCarthy also co-starred on Spencer for Hire as Boston Homicide Detective Sergeant Frank Belson. Okay. Although he joined he enjoyed a social career as an actor. He has not been as much luck finding a publisher for his novel, The Memory of London, until Stephen King happened upon his audiobook version, narrated by Mccarthy, and phrased as the best book you ever can't read. This led to the book's publication by Viking Press is rapid rise to bestseller status. Mccarthy was a garbage narrator besides running. He provided the narrative for a number of audiobooks, including hundreds S. Thompson's Fear of Loafing in Las Vegas and a British audiobook of Decision Points by George W. Bush. The British version is narrated by the former president himself. Wow. A graduate of Rhode Island College, class in 1969, same year Sesame Street came out. McCarthy was commencement speaker and received a doctorate in humanities degree from RIC in 2007. McCarthy died on February 8th, 2020, and have lived in dementia since 2014. He was 72 years old. Now, for my next topic, it has to do with one of the topics that I have read since the Rave podcast, episode 18. And if you're watching this right now, Brian and Jordan, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity as a guest on Rave podcast. Now, before I begin this reading the topics out of all of them, I'm going to give you a recap, okay, on what happens next to Rent and Rave Podcast episode 18. Well, this happened last week, okay? Last week we did a special Rent and Rave Podcast post featuring me as a guest. I never done this before. And I did a rate on my copyright strike on my Vimeo account. Not my Vimeo account, but my YouTube channel. But then we did some topics regarding to this. The two other topics, which I'll get to that in a moment. And of course, the ultimate thing, which I'll get to that in a moment. That's just me. But anyway. That's just me, of course, but, But the thing is about that is that it was great and all, because it's just, if you watch this remix, Ryan Rave is the best one yet. If you like a pen game podcast and flicking the dicks and both in the sofas, you're gonna love Ryan Rave podcast. Hosted by Brandon Jordan, That's just me, remix. But anyway, on to my first topic on that happened on Red and Rave, and I'll just read the other two, and we'll move on to the next one. Because I have to get to our one last topic and go on to the next one. So anyway, Queen's bride May slaps reporter's phone after he refused to leave guitars alone. Now, I read this back when I was just doing my Ray podcast, but I just want to read this to you again, okay? Queen guitarist Brian May got into an altercation with an Australian news cameraman after asking multiple times to be left alone. After the cameraman continued filming May, the guitarist screamed at the reporter and slapped the phone it was recording with. Queen are currently touring Australia and will highlight the Firefight Australia benefit the Amazonic wildfires, which have claimed the lives of over 1 billion animals. A small group of fans welcomed May when she landed, and when the Channel 7 crew began filming their interactions, May said, "Yeah, you gotta stop that, because I ain't doing this." But anyway, that's just it, The cameraman seems to step back and continues shooting the instance, but May was expected to dump for organize it, but with being filmed. Excuse me, I said no. he was started. Alright, this is getting ugly. Because you can put it down now, or else ugly happens. You understand? You stop now. I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. The Channel 7 reporter decided to put this down his camera, but pull out his phone due to the continued recording made with his fans. To where he's giving the musician the snacks and taking photos with him. God help me. Oh, this guy's doing it on his phone now. You're so clever, aren't you? May said as he began losing his temper. What a parasite you are. Just leave us alone, will you? Do you not understand? Alright. And May then proceeded to slap the reporter's phone. You go away now, the Queen legend apologized to his fans right after. I'm sorry this made ugly by this guy. So sorry, BA Ultimate Classic Rock. Brian May has posted about this incident on Instagram, stating that, "My welcome to Bridesman. First of all, thanks to so many of you folks who managed to find a way to send me supportive messages while I was so quietly trying to work my way through the feelings generated by the incident that happened at the Brisbane airport. Just moments after I landed in Australia, no, I was not right, but I will be. It's currently ruined my day, and if that's what you wanted, Channel 7, then you got it. That's bottom line. Being anger and depression. And I've been struggling with all that since I've been emotioned by harassed by the TV News team. Oh, God help me. Fresh off the plane from New Zealand. Now, unfortunately, I'm not a novice at this. I've interacted with literally thousands of news reporters, photographers, and cameramen over the last 50 years. Oh, stop it. Wow. I'm not exactly known for being aggressive, even in the face of progression, but this guy caught me unawares. One of the rudest, most respectful video cameramen I ever encountered. As we drove out of the airport, I'm known as a small group of young kids with Queen albums, which is cool. It's cool. Waiting to welcome, I find it hard to just drive by in a case like this. Yes, they could have been pesky eBay hounds, looking to make a quick buck. But these guys look like these genius fans. Oh, God help me. This stuff still matters to me. So we stopped the car, and I got out to sign their Queen material. And they kindly gave me gifts of probably Australian goodies. Lovely. Press up against the kids with the guy with the huge TV camera. Oh, God help me. I noticed him, obviously, but I have no idea who he was. Whether he was a part of the party of kids or a third party. I just let him film it for a few moments. I was signing the albums. These kids were clearly very, very moved by me. And I felt that deserved to have a few moments not to be filmed for the public sharing. I exactly feel that way. So in the nicest possible way, I turned to the cameraman and asked if he stopped filming. Yeah, exactly. Now he's got his story and gave us some private moments. Yeah, my fault exactly. He refused. He kept on filming and aggressively turned the camera close up to my face. Are you joking me? That to me, that to like discreditable invasion of my space. And downright unfriendly. Oh, God help me. In that moment, everything changed. I asked the cameraman at least 2 more times to put the camera down so did the kids. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. One of them said, I waited half of my life to meet Brian. And I don't want it to be spoiled to you. By you. Yeah, exactly. You gotta carry on filming. And then I told him firmly to put the camera away. this will turn into an ugly incident. Finally point the camera upwards. It was very upwards and it still turned on. The start recording sound. Now it takes quite a lot to get me rattled. But I was beginning to boil. Everything's tipping point, I think. I carried on talking to kids, trying to ignore the invasive presence, but he then pulled out his iPhone and began to film us with that. God help me. This was a final straw for me. I heard towards him the intention to separate him with his phone and naturally put a hand on it before my security guard guy Jimmy disgusted me. And then I realized I had to walk straight up to the trap. The guy now had to do what he wanted. He began cooking this up into a story in which I was portrayed as an attacker on a calling it a bit dumb and the newsman. He presented the only footage of the incident, so he and our bosses could edit in the way they wanted to make me look like I lost my leg for no reason. And for that, potentially, is exactly what Channel 7 wanted. Exactly. They could have run this story about how they could over preparing to do a bit and firefight Australia next week, or about upcoming Mastery sold out show at Brisbane, or even how we have a nice welcome to some fans in the airport. But no. They ran the story with smug introduction about Brian May attacking a cameraman, followed by a conditionally edited version of the footage he shot, in which I come across as an anxious, or we pronounce it. I regret getting angry, but angry I was under what I regard as served probation. And to me, the behavior of the camera guy of the Channel 7 news team is shabby and shameful. I like an apology from them all, but of course the chances of that are small. I don't know, whoever it was as a setup from the beginning, maybe so, or whether he was deliberately act like an Oz to create a story. But either way, I have struggled not to feel abused or unwelcome. I'm cynical enough to know the vast majority of folks here are not any of like this. I spent the afternoon today with my cousins, natural realities for the last 45 years, and felt massive bored. Lots of you figure how shitty I must be feeling and reach out to me. I'm initially grateful, and I always loved Queensland, and that was never changed. I had some of the best times of my life in British Relief. Acquired buckets and seeing the tragedy of the koalas and kangaroos in the recent fires. Tonight I feel bruised, what do you call it? But finally being able to write this in a kind of tragedy. I have to make my side a kind of story known. Being disrespected so publicly takes a little while to get over. But now it's over. Tomorrow morning I will get up and do my preparations, what do you call it, with intent to give one of the best performances of my life. For the new performance, learned and determination to make the best of all of this. And determination, to all the wonderful fans in Burnside, the best night of our lives. See you there, Bri. P.S. I'm in touch with Copper Simpson, the youngest lad you see in the photo. Both he and his parents has been sincerely supportive and how he's critical of Channel 7 behavior. But I haven't been able to trace the other fans. send me a message if you read this, guys. Now, Channel 7's behavior has caused difficulties. Now, it's caused a lot of problems with that. Now, speaking of Mel, Ozzy Osbourne's Ormy Man is available now. So, with Elton John and Dolphin Slash and things like that. So, go check it out now. There you go on that. But anyway, my next topic has to do with Rick Moranis is saving our childhoods with a new Honey and Shrunk the Kids movie. Which is good enough, but there you go. Our latest dreams are coming true. Rick Moranis has reportedly signed a deal that we see him return in the new Honey and Shrunk the Kids movie. There has been rumors of a remake of a comic science fiction film where Moranis plays a goofball scientist. And it seems like a done deal. Deadline reports on a deal is already confirmed for a new movie in the series, which also includes Honey, I Blew Up the Kid and the direct-to-video release of Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. The title of the new movie is set to be called Shrunk. The original director Joe Johnson is also set to return in the new movie remake, which also stars Frozen's voice actor Josh Gad, who the reports say that the movie is concerned also around Gad character. It was the son of Wayne, way to pronounce this word, the character Rick Moranis plays. The prize is very much with the original where Gad is posing to be a great scientist like his dad. But he's too accidentally shrinks the kid, excuse me. The original movie is iconic with Deadline reporting in the first two movies in the series, making $281 million at the global box office. Because it's a mix of humor and science fiction, you could even argue the movie was slightly ahead of its time with its use of the movie's magic tricks and props. Who can forget the giant ant into Shark's kid's robe? And with the remake of the new technology, Shrunk is going to be able to push those boundaries further. Wow. The movie is reportedly being made for the theatrical release, not the remake that will be launched on Disney Plus. It will be one of the first times to see Moranis on the screen since appearing from the spotlight in 1997 following the death of his wife, Anne. According to the interview he gave to the Hollywood Reporter in 2015 during discussing why he didn't appear in the new Ghostbusters remake, he was surprised that Disney hadn't done Honey, I Shrunk the Grandkids. And perhaps the executives caught the wind of the statement that granted us permanently to see what happens next. Now, this is good news for all of you Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fans out there. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. And it's like me, of course, but Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But anyway. Now, for Def Leppard, they're announcing the 2020 Vision Tour with ZZ Top. Now, Def Leppard has announced they're heading out to the world later this year with special guest ZZ Top. The 2020 Vision Tour will set both bands play a total of 16 shows across the U.S. Kicking off is September 21st in the Albany Times Union Center, wrapping up at the Spokane area on October 18th. Def Leppard frontman Joey says that what a year this is going to be. First sold out stadiums, then we go on tour with the mighty ZZ Top. Having been an admirer of the sub band for the lifetime, it's been going to be a real pleasure to finally do some shows together. Maybe some of us will get to go for a spin with Billy Gibbons, is one of those fancy cars. Tickets for the tour will go on general sales from 10 a.m. local time, February 21st, which is today. With members of Def Leppard's Rock Bridge fan clubs get calls to tickets from 10 a.m. on February 17th, which has already been passed. By the newly announced shows, Def Leppard would out on the road across the U.S. with Mighty Crew, Poison, Joan Jett, and Join the Blackhearts. Excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway, Def Leppard are posing to release the new box set titled The Early Years on March 20th through UMC in Bergen. The collection was packed with materials, and it's being released to mark the 40th anniversary of the band's debut album on Through the Night. Okay. Just in time for Valentine's Day, Def Leppard created the special Love Bites playlist made up for songs requested by fans. Check it out below. No thanks. But anyway, here are the tours to read up out loud. Def Leppard ZZ Top 2020 Vision Tour. September 21st, Albany Tom's Union Tour in New York, excuse me. September 23rd, Virginia Beach versions, Night Home, both Albany High here in Virginia. September 25th, Knoxville, Thompson, Bowling area in Tennessee. September 26th, Brandon, Albany High here, we call it, in Mississippi. September 28th, Orange Beach, the Wharf Amplifier in Alabama. September 30th, Buzzer City Silver Lake Center in LA, we call it. I can't say Louisiana, excuse me. October 2nd, Little Rock Verizon area in Arkansas. October 30th, in Tulsa Bulk Center, Oklahoma. October 5th, Wichita, also Bank area in Kansas. October 7th, Lincoln, Pinnacle, Bank area in Nebraska. October 9th, Grand Rapids, Van Annal area in Miami. October 10th, Des Moines, Wells Fargo area in Iowa. October 12th, Grand Forks area center in North Dakota. October 15th, Salt Lake City, Van Smart Home area in Utah. October 17th, Portland Mall Center in Oregon. And finally, October 18th, Spokane area in Washington. Now, let's move on to our last two topics here. Now, today, 4 years ago, this week, Bon Scott has died from an overdose. Now, I'm going to read you just his life and death, and Paulson's release. That was it. And then I'll just read, and then that's all I'm going to read, and then we'll just move on to the last topic. He was born on July 9, 1946, in Forest Jefferson Military Hospital in Forfar, Scotland, the son of Charles Barford Chick Scott and Isabel Cunningham Isas Mitchell. He grew up in Curry Mer and was his parents' second child. Wow. The firstborn was a boy, Sandy, who died shortly after birth. The third child, Derek, was born in 1949. The Scott family moved from Scotland to Australia in 1952. They intentionally lived in the Melbourne suburb of Sunshine, and Scott attended nearby Sunshine Primary School. The nickname Bond was acquired shortly after starting school. Wow. Because there was another Ronald in the class. Wow. His classmates played on the phrase Bonnie Scotland. A fourth child, Grimsley, was born in 1953. In 1956, the family moved to Fremantle. Scott joined the associated Fremantle Scott's pipe band, was learning the drums. He attended North Fremantle Primary School and later John Curtin College of Arts until he dropped out at the age of 15. He spent a short time in the Friendswell's prison, central 9 months in the Rubber Bank 7-mile conditions relating to charges that was given a false name and address to the police. Having to escape with legal custody, having unlawful carnal knowledge, and stealing 12 gallons of petrol, he attempted to join the Australian Army, was rejected and deemed social majoration. What do you call it? The Speckers and the Valentines. Scott's book was inspired by his idol Little Richard. After working as a postman, bartender, and truck packer, Scott started his first band, the Spectres, in 1966, as a drummer and initially lead singer. 1 year later, the Spectres merged with another local band, the Winstons, and formed the Valentines, in which Scott was a co-lead singer with Vince Lovegrove. With the Valentines, record several songs written by George Young of the Easy Beats. Every Day I Have to Cry, a song originally written by and sung by Arthur Alexander, made from the local record chart. In 1970, after gaining a place in the national top 30 with their single Jolite, the Valentines disbanded due to the Arctic difference after much publication drug scandal. Scott moved to and a bit late in 1970 and joined the progressive rock band Fatality. Fatality released the LPs with Life Scott and Funny Guy, for Fatality, what do you call it? Before joining the UK in 1973, where they changed their name to Fang. During this time, they played support slots to Solace Quo and Geordie, whose frontman, Brian Johnson, would eventually succeed Scott as the lead singer of AC/DC after his death. During this time, on January 24th, 1972, Scott married Thornton. In 1973, just after returning to Australia from the tours of the UK, finally went on hiatus. Scott took a day job at the railroad Friendswell plant and began singing in the Mount Laughley Rangers, and blues creative musicians helmed by Peter Head, basically from the Headband, who explained Headband and Fatality with the same management stable, and we both split after about the same time and the local thing to take members of both bands and create a new one. The purpose of the band was the songwriters to relate to each other and experiment with songs. It was a hotbed of creativity. Other Expeditionary members also played with the band, and as did Glenn Shorrock, River Band, where you pronounce his name, but anyway. During this time, had also helped Scott with ritual compulsions. Vince Lovegrove said Bond would go to Pierce's home after a day of literary, what you call it, swallowing shit, and show mystical ideas that happened during his days work. Bond's knowledge of the guitar was limited. So Pierce began teaching him how to bridge chords and construct a song. One of the songs from these sessions was a ballad called Carissa, about a local industrial girl. Another was a country being up in the hills too long, which for me was a sign of things come up with Bond's lyrics. Simple, clever, sardonic, long and cheek. Excuse me. In return, Scott recorded vocals from Mount Lofty Ranger's song "Round and Round" and "Prairie Gully." Had at least their original recordings in 1996, and team the producer Ted Yanni announced it. A number of old friends Scott's to agree their entirely new backing for "Round, Round, Round," that making initially reflected the original attendance had. Long out of print and massively bootlegged this EP finally got an official digital release of June 2010. Unrecorded original commissions of Scott's Been Up the Hills for Too Long and Carissa has been recorded by Head on his Peter Head and the Mount Lofty Rangers Lofty album, also released in the digital format only in 2011. At about 11 p.m. on May 3rd, 1974, the Old Lion Hotel in North Armadale, or Lays, what you call it, during rehearsal of the Mount Lofty Rangers, very drunk, distressing, and bullet-faced Scott had a raging argument with a member of the band. Oh, God help me. Scott stormed out of the venture, threw a bottle of Jack Daniels on the ground. Do me a favor and just stop. Anyway. Then sped off in this Scudossi GT 550 motorbike. Scott suffered serious injuries from this ensuing motorcycle accident. Spent 3 days in a coma and a further 18 days in the hospital. Vince Lovegrove and his wife, by then running a booking management agency, gave Scott odd jobs, such as putting up posters and painting office during his recovery. Shortly after introducing him to the AC/DC, who were in the lookout for the new lead singer, there was a young Dickie Lamb grand band from Sydney that both loved to call AC/DC. Before another AC/DC visit, George Young phoned me and said the band looking for a new singer. I immediately joined him, and there was the best guy to book for the job. It was Bond. George responded by saying Bond's accident was not allowing him to perform. God, please help me. And that made me tell him he was too old. Nevertheless, I was a mean with Malcolm and Angus and suggested Bond as a new lead singer. Good enough. They asked me to bring him out to the Porrega Hotel that night and to come backstage after the show. Wow. When he watched the band, Bob was impressed. Wow. And we immediately wanted him to join them. Wow. But they made him to be too experienced and too young. Wow. After the show, backstage, Bond expressed his doubts about them being able to rock. The two young brothers told Bond he was too old to rock. God help me. The upshot was that they had the jam session that night in his home with Bond's former mentor, Bruce Hull, and in the end of the sessions at dawn. And the options of the AC/DC ended up found a new singer, and Bon Scott had found a new band. That was good enough, thank you. White Scott, Malcolm Young, and his younger brother, Angus Young, and AC/DC were born in Scotland before emerging to Australia in their childhood with their family. Family later reformed and replacing Scott with Jimmy Barnes. Now, in 1974, Scott's wife, Irene Floyd, later wrote, the first time Bond saw AC/DC was in August 1974. They have cut through Avery with the Lou Reed and Steve Wright tour and played their own show, the Porrega Hotel. The first time I saw AC/DC was at Porrega Hotel in September. Get up there, Bond. Vince keeps saying the band didn't have a singer that night. They were playing instrumental versions of the old rock and roll standards. The boys ripped all these classic numbers, and then finally, with enough pressure, the Vince Bond climbed onto the stage. I didn't realize that AC/DC had just stacked Dave Evans. And they wanted Bond to replace him. Yeah, exactly. Like Bond and the Youngs were Scottish. So they was an innocent Bond. Yeah, exactly. Scott replaced Dave Evans as the lead singer of AC/DC on October 24th, 1984. Yay! But Dave Evans, I'm not sure, but I've seen Dave Evans before, but really? Never heard of him, but I've seen bits and pieces of Dave Evans, but anyway. With the Highway to Hell, him singing that, but moving on. Because about used to the band, and Evans was heading in different directions, with Evans having personal clashes with band members and management. Oh, God help me. Scott's appointment concluded with him working with co-writer of the band at the time until an audition before him the lead singer. Yay! With Young Brothers as lead rhythm guitarist, section drummer Tony Coordinate would announce it. See AC/DC lineup seen here, and George Young as a temporary bassist. AC/DC released High Voltage, their first LP in Australia in February 1975. Within a few months, Coordinate was replaced by Phil Rudd, and Mark Evans was hired as a permanent bassist. And AC/DC began recording their second album, TNT, which was released in Australia in December 1975. The first AC/DC album to gain international distribution, however, was a compilation of tracks within two albums, also entitled High Voltage, which was released in May 1976. Also, the studio album 30 Days Down Dirt Cheap was released in the same year, but also in Australia. The international version was both single. The album was released in November 1976, but only in the UK. But then in March 1981 in the US, with a different track listening. Okay. In the following years, AC/DC gained further success, and the albums led to be Rock and Power Age. The 1978 release of Power Age marking the debut of bassist Cliff Williams, who had replaced Mark Evans. And with its hard riffs, the following blueprint set by Rugby Rock. Only one single was released from Power Age, Rock and Roll Dalmatian, which gave AC/DC the highest chart position at the time, reaching number 24 in the charts. An appearance at the Paul Fury Gazebo during the Power Age tour was recorded and released as If You Want Blood, You Got It. The band's sixth album, Highway to Hell, was produced by Robert Mutt Lang and was released in 1979 and became AC/DC's first LP to break in the US Top 100, initially reaching number 17 in the charts, and was propelled AC/DC's into the top ranks of hard rock acts. Cool enough. Marriages and children. Scott met a married girl, Irene Thornton, in 1971, who was a singer from Faraday. They married in 1972. After 2 years of marriage, they separated before divorcing in 1977. They remained friends until his death. Michael Browning, who was managing AC/DC in their early years, stated in his book on his Imagine AC/DC Dog Eat Dog that he visited Scott in hospital in Melbourne in 1975 after Scott's overdose on drugs. Browning claiming Bond was bragging to me the last time he was in that hospital. He was visiting with two separate girls, both unknown to each other, who were both giving birth to his kids at the same time. So that was at least two of Bon Scott's children out there, or at least two of them watched there for. Death. On February 15th, 1980, Scott attended a section where Malcolm and Angus Young were working on the beginnings of the two songs that later recorded on the Black and Black album, called "Have a Drink on Me" and "Let Them Put My Love on You Into You," which record probably on drums rather than singing or writing lyrics. Days earlier, Scott had gone to Mccarthy to visit their friends, the French group's Trust in the Scorpio Sound Studio in London, where they recorded the album Repression. Scott was working on the English adaptation of the text by Bernie Bombitions for the English version of the album. During this visit, the musician did a jam session of Ride On. Disapproved by section bot was Scott's last recording. Sometime during the late evening of February 18th and the early morning of February 19th, Scott passed out and died at the age of 53. He had a visit at London club called the Music Machine, currently known as Coco. He left to sleep at the Resident 5 owned by a friend of Scott's called Alistair Caronier at 67 Overhill Road in East Dulwich. Later that day, Caronier found Scott lifeless and learned the opportunities. Scott was taken to King's College Hospital in Carpenter, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The chronology of events of February 19th was when exactly Scott was found dead. It was been challenged by Cassie's Schwenk's 2017 book, Bond, The Last Highway, which quotes UFO guitarist Paul Chapman has been informed that early morning Scott's friend Joe Furry that Scott was dead. Kindler said he found Scott in the evening. Chapman claimed Scott and Furry that were with him the previous evening of February 18th, and Scott left his apartment to buy heroin. Heroin never returned. Fink's books also reveals Scott and Kinsler were not alone, and each was Dulwich, but with a third person, Zena Colley, we pronounce it, who stayed over at Kinsler's apartment while Scott's remained in the park. Read not, what you call it. An updated edition of Fink's books released in 2018 produced new evidence that fourth initials husband, the rock musician Pierre Perlet, was also with Scott Kindler and Cardinal. Frank condensed the pulmonary violations of vomit was the cause of Scott's death via the suspected heroin overdose. But the official cause that was listed on the death occurred attributed as acute alcohol poisoning and classified as death by misadventure. Wow. As far as funeral arrangements, Scott's body was acclaimed by Desmond Ansley, who was acclaimed Judy Garland at the time, but that's just me. It was later cremated as Scott's ashes were treated by his family at Fremantle Cemetery in Fremantle. Instant comments in media accounts of Scott's death, such as the incorrect spelling of Kinsler's first name, has been cited in conspiracy theories, which suggests that Scott was killed by assault foams, which could be directed into a car, or that Kindler did not exist. God help me. The letter has been disposed in Bond Scott Last Highway that for publication of Kindler's death certificate issued a Spanish court in 2015. Oh God. Initially, Scott was asthmatic, while it had long been believed that the temperature was below freezing the morning of his death, raising the possibility of hypothermia. Frank's book revealed that features that the Met Office National archive showing the temperature were in fact above average of the month and not freezing. Shortly after Scott's death, the remaining members of the AC/DC briefly considered quitting. Yeah. However, it's eventually decided Scott will have been with them to continue. And with Scott's family encouragement, the band hired Brian Johnson as the new vocalist. 5 months after Scott's death, AC/DC finished their work and they began with Scott and the release Back in Black as a tribute to him. The issue was wherever Scott's lyrics were used, uncredited on the album, remains an enduring topic of the debate. In Fink's Bonds the Last Highway, Scott's girlfriend, Sybil Smith, now deceased, and Holly X, apologies from both declaimed Scott wrote the song You Should Be All Night Long. Yeah, it's cool enough. Promotional release. AC/DC released a box set entitled Bonfire as a tribute to Scott on November 18th, 1997. It contains 4 albums, a remastered version of Back in Black, a rarities album with larger takes, outtakes, and various live cuts, votes, and 2 live albums. Live in the Atlantic Studios and live to rewatch the movie. Live in the Atlantic Studios was recorded on December 7th, 1977, and the Atlantic Studios in New York City. Live to rewatch the movie was a double album, which was recorded on the December 9th, 1979, in the Passion de Paris in Paris, France. It was a soundtrack in the motion picture, AC/DC Let There Be Rock. Now, that's our topics for today. I just don't know what else to do and before I get to my last topic, I just want to say happy anniversary to LJPCBM/Quelp. Main reason why I'm not going to read the documentary's 13th anniversary today and save it until next week, because that was a difficult time for me to just read it. That's why. Sorry, folks, but, that's just me. That's our topics for today. But anyway, let's go ahead and, spin the wheel, and, let's go ahead and, do this now, and we'll, actually, before I get to the spin the wheel, I got watched Disney Plus, and that is, of course, 2 episodes of Recess. That was it for season 2. But anyway, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. We got 4 wedges here. L4GSTV's flash control stuff. Now we're gonna start with mic cards. I know this is out of control, guys, but nobody's here for the show. But it's no show for some people, with the exception of all of them. So let's just say nobody came to the show except for Chris Kennedy and Jay. But I'm just gonna quit this at the moment because that's just me. But anyway, let's go ahead and let this off and move on to the next one. Say, hey, let's just do this right now. So let's do it. But anyway, let's go ahead and play the game of L4GSTV. I don't think we're going to do this week, guys, so yeah. If we continue on to do L4GSTV flash control stuff today, then I have to give this, oh, there we go, I got it. Got it. Go. We're gonna play just 2 L4GSTV games today. That was it. But anyway, let's go. When the card's free. Ooh. Oh man. Higher. Do a queen. Ooh. That was an ace. Not bad. Lower. Higher. Not bad. See what I did there? Man. I'll say free. Lower. Not bad. Ace. Ooh. It's not bad. $18,000. Let's do danger color because I'm not going to be able to do the rest today. Almost there. Getting closer than that, but anyway, spin the wheel. I'm not gonna do any more games. We'll have to just do this, but anyway, Pat do game stuff. We're gonna do drop the bomb today, and I don't think it's necessary to do the rest for the rest of the day. So let's just do it anyway. Deal or no deal? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. Wow. We'll see. Yeah, I think we're gonna skip Pat Sage games. Yeah, I think God it's more ads. Travel for question 1,000. Okay. Good. Pig, oh well. Books, 5 questions for 700. Got it. Adolf Hitler? What? Oh well, 1600 is not that bad. Spin the wheel. Cool math games today. Yeah, that's gonna be it for one part of the show. So I don't think it'll be necessary to do Pat Sajak games today. So since I'm not in the mood with doing other things today, so yeah, I kept reading dev topics to you guys and all that stuff and jazz. So other than that, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's do 3 games in a row. This is a tie. Got it. One more time, and then something new in the wrap up. Good. Tie. Okay, it's good. I'm just gonna wrap up with one more thing left, and we got gym layer day number 19 through 21, and let's go ahead and continue on where we left off. But anyway, then we got weekend celebration episode 48. I was gonna do 4950 on the 22nd, but I couldn't. Then I got Elsham TV special event celebrating Jim Larry day number 21. And then we got something and a special funds video and day number 54. And then we got Remix Plum's very first birthday special from LukeJ62895. And the editing works for Elsham's celebration to celebrate 13th anniversary of Elsham Special Club. Big time. And the Elsham TV special event celebrating Jim Larry day number 22 and 23. I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but we'll see what happens. And we got many more to come in order to do 5 more stuff on the 24th. And the 25th, we got some huge stuff coming your way. So it's the 26th and 27th. And we'll be back on the 28th for a Leap Day episode of Fires LukeJ62895. Excuse me. But anyways, guys, that wraps up today's episode of Fires LukeJ62895 for today. February 21st, 2020. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be Leap Day 2020. But until next time, so Jerry, say goodbye, peace out, baby. Again, more out, just be on Luke Drives, the show. See you guys very soon. Till then, Jefferson out. See ya.